everyone. Welcome back to another post-game show with the Habs Tonight crew. I am Brandon Legacy. Joined with me is Derek Weiss. How's it going, bud?
Doing all right, you?
Oh, not bad, not bad. We just saw the Habs lose their home opener, 3-1 to the New York Rangers. Tough loss, and you got to think the teams there.
And that's the thing, though. It's tough. You had the fans back in the building. You got all the young guys getting that first experience to it and whatnot. But I mean, it might have been, a little overwhelming, especially like, how they always say with the intros and stuff, right? Like the other team's sitting there, they're still kind of, loose in the thing where you're ready to go, and then you got to wait that extra 15 minutes, right? So, I mean, that, and then penalty kills and whatnot. I mean, we'll get into all that and whatnot, but yeah, how you been?
Good. Watched the game with the old man upstairs there, and we do have some of the crew from the Habs Tonight team that will be joining the show. They're at the Bell Center right now. I'm sure they're just trying to meet up somewheres on the concourse to join the show, so they will be here shortly. I know Steffi and Nick, Shane, Deeks,
Everybody.
James was all there except for me and you and Dale.
Bullshit.
I know.
I think it didn't really kick in. Like I was like, okay, like that's pretty cool, right? And then once we got off the ice for practice, and I was coming home to watch the game, I was like, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, I wish I was at the Bell Center, but
we'll get there. Don't worry, we'll get.
Oh, there. For sure.
We'll get there. Yeah, I want to on Anton's comment there. Nice goal by Drew, and he's been great.
Yes, that is welcoming news.
He has come back, and this guy has looked good. He has looked real good.
And I like how he is with the puck too. He's got that poise still, but he's also just making the right play. He's making good passes, and it seems like that line is one of the Montreal Canadiens' best lines, I would say, right now, because it seems like the other lines, they're trying to find that chemistry. You've seen Dominic Ducharme change up the lines a little bit there, and we saw Armia up with Suzuki and Caulfield. And it's just unfortunate because I had high hopes for that line, and I'm hoping they find something soon.
I mean, me and you touched on this like during summer and even last year, right? Like around free agency, bringing in all these new guys is not automatic going to click right away, right? Yeah. Like it's going to take a while for everyone. Yeah, practice is one thing, sure, but there's guys hurt right now, so guys are in the lineup. Guys are going to come back. You got to have that first, 10, 15 games. Feel each other out, feel it all back out again. The travel, where, you get to know guys too, doing dinners and all that. This is a brand new season. It's 3 games in. Why hit a panic button?
Right? Exactly. And like you said, the new additions too, you can see the Habs seem to be a little bit out of sync right now with the passing. I'm just not sure if they're just not too familiar with it yet, or the timing's still kind of off. But it seems like you said, the new additions, it is a tough adaptation, I should say, when you've got guys like you got a brand new center in there. Your fourth line's 2/3 of it are brand new. You got a couple of new D-men. It's just, and like you said, you've got Joel Edmondson that's still not come back yet. You got Hoffman coming. Like it's going to be a completely different team again.
Yeah. So I mean, and then those guys have to fit in and find their rhythm. Obviously, power play, Hoffman will set up on his wing. So it's not like he's going to get the looks, right?
Oh, so sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to click. You can't really panic yet.
No, 3 games.
No, I mean, 15 games. If you're 15 games in and you have like 3-4 wins, yeah, then you start to panic. But yeah. I mean, again, it's the back-to-back to start, the travel, right? Where really in the in the North Division, you didn't travel for back-to-backs really. Yeah, okay,
no, you stayed in the city.
Yeah, okay, whatever you did, Toronto, Ottawa, but that's a regular year anyway. You're used to that. But now you're getting on the plane, you're getting late, then you have to check into your hotel late now, and now you're not getting to bed till, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think we do have a crew that's sitting down here. I can see them moving around. I want to bring it to the crew that was actually at the Bell Center. Let's get some of these guys' thoughts. We're going to be joined here with the Habs Tonight crew live at the Bell Center. Here we go. Hey, gang.
Oh, hey.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, right now. I got my. We're trying not to make it sound like crap.
You guys are good. So
Yeah.
how's the atmosphere?
The atmosphere. Where's Deeks? Okay, here he is.
There he is.
Yeah, hold on.
Deeks, Shaner.
I can't hear if you're doing that. Atmosphere was. Hold on. Atmosphere was great. Drouin got a massive ovation at the start, which was awesome for him. Basically like the playoff atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad we got one goal. And by the way, hi boys, how you doing?
Yes,
What's up, Deeksy?
We love you. We miss you. I gotta get excited because I don't know. When Drouin scored, I lost my mind. So to me, we won. I poured it all out.
The voices are a little
I have
raspy.
beer for Derek. You're welcome. I love you both. Sheeter, you're on.
I lost my voice, guys. I can't talk. I scream too much.
See,
You
that's
guys yell too much? No.
Shaner doesn't have a voice.
Carey Price got the loudest cheer, guys. Guys, listen up. Carey Price got the loudest cheer, and he wasn't even here. That was powerful. So, Joe and Carey got an amazing cheer. But despite the bad result, there was a lot of good moments tonight. So, first time here in 11 years, Bell Center is electric. 11 years, guys. I waited for this. So I'm going to enjoy it. We're going to lose. I'm going to enjoy it.
Love it.
I feel like
Love
Steve
it.
Harris right now, but the better version.
All right.
Is everybody? I'm making it freeze right now.
I gotta ask James
He's got his mask
who
on.
impressed you guys?
Everyone's looking at us.
You know what? The team played fine. They played probably good enough to win. Other than that mental lapse.
They're making out back there. And we love it. Say hi.
Other than the mental lapse after the electrifying Drouin goal, that was phenomenal, man. That was to be in the building for that. The support that the fans were giving, the love they were giving him after all the stuff he had been through, and obviously to Carey as well, who I doubt was in the building. But yeah, it was just disappointing. I think other than that lapse, the momentum was there, guys. It could have been a win. So people are happy to be back, though.
Yes. So
Like I know he didn't win, but Drouin's goal felt almost like a win.
That was a nice shot too. He's looked good. He's looked real good.
Right, Big D? Come on, boys.
He's
come on.
looked
You're
good.
feeling me.
He's
You're
looked
feeling
good.
me, right? So
I gotta ask you guys, with the new team, did anybody really impress you guys?
I'm trying to hear you, Brandon. Say that again. I'm sorry.
Who impressed you guys the most besides Drew?
Besides Drew, nobody. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, Paquette. No. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to entertain. I hope you're enjoying it. Cedric Paquette.
It's all good.
Deserved a goal tonight. Cedric Paquette on the penalty kill was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He blocked shots. He cleared the puck on his belly. Like he had a great game. So Cedric Paquette, you deserve more ice time.
I like it. I thought Jake Evans had a great game too. When he made that toe drag, I thought he was going to have a great opportunity there.
Yeah, that looked as good in person as it did probably on TV. That was slick.
And James,
Yeah, sorry.
I was going to ask you, James, quickly. You met up with Mrs. Suzuki this morning to drop off some merch, and she had some great words for Nick and Cole and stuff. So maybe just kind of divulge the fans a little bit of the conversation you had with Mrs. Suzuki this morning.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, Nick's parents, and mom specifically, who I got to spend some time with, is a wonderful woman, very classy. You can tell where Nick gets some of his good qualities from, obviously good parents. And she just had, she had the same expectation we had today, which was that this was going to be a better play game than what was in Buffalo, and that's what transpired. But, I don't want to say too much because we're going to bring her and Rob on, Nick's dad, on as guests. But just you know what? If you had a whole hockey team of people with those as their parents, you'll never lose. And I really look forward to having her on the show. So again, she has a lot of great stories about raising two hockey kids that are now professionals, and then we talked a little bit about the Olympics and what might happen with maybe his selection if he gets on the short list. And, that it's just a lot of stuff happening this year that wasn't happening last year. So it's a wild
Right
trip
on.
for them. And obviously the contract, which these are not the type of people that are going to change because their kid signed a big money deal. I can tell you that much.
You're here.
Sweet. I was going to ask you guys, what was the reception like when, I know it's kind of unfortunate, but when Alexis Lafreniere scores his first time playing at the Bell Center, they showed his dad tons on TV.
Mom had a sick jersey
all of
on
his
though.
family and friends are basically
they're down there.
down there. Right there.
By the look of that booth though, he was
They're
playing
all
for
cheering
free
go
tonight.
so they can suck
He
it.
was definitely playing
Yeah.
for free tonight.
Yeah.
There's about 14 Lafreniere jerseys in the building. They're all supporting him. We're happy for you, but we also hate you.
Jeez.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, but we hate. Anyway, I can't hate on them. but
Deke's having a blast.
We're happy
I
for
love
them, but
Deeks.
anyway, it's a competitive hate. Okay,
Duke's had a long
Right?
day. He had a hard time getting to this game.
you
So
guys.
just let him
There's
loose.
going to be an episode, by the way, about how I got to the Bell Center today.
Oh, dude, that's got
Episodes,
cans written
guys.
all over it. Please tell me you mugged a scalper.
I wish I bugged a scalper. I wish that was the story. I wish that was part of it, but it wasn't.
At least you're there though.
I was here. You're right.
I'm here.
So from watching it live, what is
right here? Mike Kimler is coming on the show. Mike, I know you're out there. You're coming on whether you like it or not. Michael Camilleri.
We're getting kicked out of here.
Now
Yeah.
we're getting kicked out because I'm yelling too much with my mask off. We can't have that.
You're
all
ruining
right, see you later,
man.
Habs Tonight crew.
So,
Don't get us in trouble.
I only had 2 beers, by the way.
You can,
okay.
2.5.
you
Oh
can
boy.
And a shot.
Thanks.
All right,
Live.
see you later, guys.
You had a shot. Yeah,
get to
part
get
of
to
that
McLean's
team,
and get back on.
If it wasn't for all those penalties and stuff, we still played.
Already
decent
been there
football,
twice.
So, yeah, we're getting kicked out. I'm gonna go. Bye.
Okay, see you later, guys.
Guys, I got one more special guest for you that are watching, okay? This is someone that you've missed dearly over the last several months.
No.
Yeah, someone that you've really missed is our good friend Yuppie. Right here. That's my boy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's my guy right there. Some kid wants to get
I
a
was
photo
like,
in
who
front of
is
himself.
I thought it was Ian. I honestly
yeah,
thought
yeah.
it was Ian.
All right, we'll talk to you later, James.
All right, thanks, guys.
See you,
Thanks
buddy.
for
Have a good
the
rest
show
of your
tonight.
night.
All right, bye.
They were feeling it. I think
wish
somebody was a little
I-
buzzy.
I wish I was there.
Deeks
I'm
is
a-
fired up.
Deeks is high energy all the time though. Like that's what you get, and you know what? You gotta love that.
Yeah,
You need that. I like that.
But I
Shane
like
was
what he-
quiet.
I like what he said with Shayna was quiet.
Shane
I
was
like what he
a
said
little
about
quiet.
Paquette too. I thought he needed a bounce back game, and he did, because I know a lot of fans have been asking about Adam Brooks and when he's going to play. I thought Paquette played well,
And that's the
but I do
thing,
want
though.
to see what he does.
It's tough. It's tough to find good things in like shit times like this, right? Like you're not. Yeah, you make the cup final. I mean, let's be honest. Do you expect to go back? Like I'm asking the chat here. In a regular season here, are we really expecting to go back?
Hard hitting question. And that's the thing. It's weird. It's so funny how hockey works sometimes. I know some teams have like the Tampa or the Chicago or Pittsburgh, like the dynasty kind of aspect. This is the first time like the Habs have been deep on the wings, but then now the D is kind of lacking.
And that's the thing though. You have enough here to really solidify like maybe a top 6. Yeah, losing KK, whatever. But now Evans, this is your chance, right? You're the young guy there. You can play up. I mean, in bad situations like this, yes, guys step up. But you never know, right? Like, yeah, some guys are probably here just for, 1-2 years and they're gone again, but you never know. You catch lightning in a bottle, you go on a run. You know what I mean? Like everyone's saying the Rangers are going to make the playoffs this year. I'm not a huge fan of them even getting a wild card. They might be a wild card team.
Yeah, they need
Right? Like,
they need to stay healthy and get some good goaltending from Shesterkin.
I'm on team Gorgiev. That's
Are you?
just
Right.
that's me. I'm on whatever, however you pronounce it. Gorgiev, George. Yeah, whatever.
From what you've seen so far this season, and I know a lot of fans have been pointing out, like we talked about the Brooks thing, but when Norlinder's back and healthy, does he get a shot in that top 6 to see what Norlinder can do? Because I feel like that's part of the aspect of what they're missing right now on the back end is that puck moving, skating D.
I would like right now. What do you have to lose? Throw him in, give him a shot. He's gonna get a look. You know that, and it'll be. Is it the same as Romeo last year, where you bring him in, you throw him in some of the, but you protect him enough. You know what I mean? Where you don't want to expose him, you just want to give him enough that he gets the feel for it until he finds his stride, and then throw him right in.
I agree. I think they do have to give him a shot there. And it's the only reason why I think he's still with the big club is because they do want to give him a shot, see what he has. But if he's not ready yet, they'll send him back to Frölunda. But it's just tough knowing that the one big glaring hole on the back end is just like that skating, puck moving D. And it seems like it's been a couple of years now that the fans have been wanting one.
Another thing is too the power play. Not having Shea Weber there, where everyone knows that's the big shot, where you have that one guy cheating to that one side where it almost makes it, like a 3-on-2 on the offside.
Yeah.
Because he's cheating and whatnot. But now Petrie's, the shooter. Hoffman's coming, which would give,
They cheated on Cole too tonight. They're kind of watching him for his one-timer.
Right. But me and you talked about this. Like we've been talking all day. But that power play is the same as Vancouver's was back when the Sedins were there, Kessler, Edler. It's the exact same thing. You saw Weidman late in the first. He went up. He kind of mohawked out. They gave him the whole side. He could have drove the zone. But then he waited to throw it back, and then they all just pulled up.
And I mentioned to you too, like there's some times where the Habs on the power play will be coming up the ice. So it's usually Petrie or Weidman, whoever's carrying it, or Druin, or sorry, they drop to him. But like they'll beat the two guys and they drop the puck back into them. And it's kind of frustrating as a fan because you're like, you've already beat the two guys. Like it's a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-2 now. Don't drop it for the guy with speed because you already beat the guy.
If you have room to gain the zone and push forward, like, are you that nervous in yourself as a player that you can't beat one guy, or you're not? You know what I mean? So, I mean, you have to have variations of a thing, but like these guys just keep going to the well game after game where everyone's seen the tape.
Yeah. And it's a little bit, it's frustrating too, because when the power play came up tonight, I was when I was watching, I was like, okay, now's the time to get the goal, get the bell center rock. And it seems like it's a momentum killer. And it's been a few years now where it's not like the Habs get a power play and you're sitting there going, yes, like they're going to get some prime examples or they'll get the momentum switch here.
And the thing is, like, I mean, looking at the chat here, like, not going to go there, but we're going to shit on, not signing a fourth line guy, a sixth defenseman. Like, your top line guys aren't going right now. You could, everybody, the first thing you do is you shit on the fourth line players. By all means, go ahead. If you're okay with that, that's fine. But when it comes down to it, your top six have to start going.
Yeah. And I know we love Suzuki. We have him on the show. It's just, like that line has to get going. Like Montreal's success this year depends on that top line, whether it be Suzuki, Caulfield, or any other kind of combination. But your top six, like you said, has to get going. Like the Dvorak Anderson line with Druin is the only line kind of producing right now, and it's 3 goals in 3 games. Like they got to find.
Well, I said this to you, like, as we talk all the time, but like these guys are not getting second, third line pairing defensemen against them anymore. They're bona fide shooters. They're studs. they're getting the top shutdown D. So they're not
Yeah.
going to be getting all the looks that, Caulfield came in late. Okay. Guys respect this guy. He's a goal scorer, he's a shooter, but he's not getting that top shutdown line, right? So he might, get that space against, a second, third pairing defenseman, where now they're getting their top line, they're getting the number one shutdown. And they're getting the shutdown line they're playing against. It's a completely different game, right? Where that team is just there to play defense against you. It's not like you're, the second, third line guys where you can run and gun against who you're playing against.
Do you think a factor of this too is, I know they pre-scout every game, but do you think it is a little bit of a change in the process when you're actually playing new teams every night rather than the same 6 that you were last year, where you knew what they were going to do, you knew the systems, like you knew them like the back of your hand? Where this year they haven't played Buffalo in over a year, they haven't played New York in over a year.
And if you look at it, regardless, take away the last year or whatever, but Buffalo always plays them tight. It's the same thing. Detroit always plays them tight. It's not that the team's shit. It's just you play so much,
I agree. I just want to get to some couple comments here just to clarify. I know some people are asking some questions. Paul Surratt, I believe that is Paul Correa from last year. He was asking, does Weber LTIR money? No, I think they're pretty close to the cap as it is with that money on the LTIR. So I don't think there's room to sign anybody. It's kind of hoping Brooks or Paquette's really going to work out in that 4C role.
And you got to remember, you got down the line, Byron's going to come back.
Yeah.
I assume
Price is back.
Perreault's the guy coming out. He'll fall out. Price comes back. That's big money there. You're looking at pretty much what you have for the year, depending on what you can get rid of as you go.
Now, and that's one thing I'm sure Burge has looked at every option, because he's the GM. Don't get me wrong. It's when you look at the depth on the wings, with these guys coming back, Byron, Hoffman coming back, it almost smells like you're gonna have to make a move, and I think maybe that's when you bring in your D. But then who's going to give up a decent D this early in the season? That's no other team, because everybody in their own minds are thinking they're making playoffs right now, right?
Yeah, and then
not eliminated.
Even Paul again saying like the other teams are facing new teams too, but go back the last 2 seasons, the very first bubble, and then last season, two regular seasons. I hate to break it to you, this is not a playoff team. They wouldn't have made the playoffs in the first bubble. They wouldn't have beat Pittsburgh in the first round because you're not in. Last year, you're playing 6 teams. Take it for what it is. And the cup run, enjoy it, right? Because you caught lightning in a bottle. So, and then people kind of tend to forget that because you're in the bubble. Look, you have to look outside the blinders, look in the big picture. This team is still coming up. What they did last year is not what you need to expect, because a lot of these kids are very young. They're still learning the league. They still have to learn to find their ways, as they play. And if Suzuki and Caulfield and all these guys can get real hot, then this team's going to shoot out the light. Because everyone will build off that, and it will just be confidence. But you have to be patient and just play it out. It's just the way it's going to go.
Yeah, and it's a great. We've talked about the division too. It's a strong division. I'm very curious how the team plays once everybody's back, healthy, in rhythm. Yeah. It's just tough. I know a lot of people are upset. They're 0-3. It's the start of the season. It is a long season. I remember last year they started off with 10, like that 10-game winning streak. Yeah. They went something crazy at the start, and then they limped into playoffs, barely made it. It's just, I know fans have the right to be upset. Don't get me wrong. You guys spend money on the team. You guys
100%
spend a lot of your time watching the team. So we understand when people are upset. It's just remember, guys, I know it's kind of cliche saying it's only 3 games, but there is still a ton of hockey left. And like you said earlier, it's when they only win 2 games in the first 15 is when it's panic time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's tons of hockey left. You still have 79 games.
Exactly.
Right? Like
with a healthy roster once I get there. But I see George's comment here. Allen kept the game close. He played great. I think that's 2 great games for Allen so far this year, as carrying the pressure of being the starter for the Montreal Canadiens. I mean, Dale touched on it earlier a week or 2 ago about the amount of pressure and just expectations are put on the starting netminder for Montreal. And I think Jake Allen has done a fantastic job so far. Like, he's gave him a chance both nights he's played.
This is why he's here too, right? Like, he was brought in last year to, fill the void if Carey needs a break or if Carey goes down. And obviously, thoughts are with him getting, doing his thing. When he comes back, you know what you're going to get from him, right? So
Exactly.
you got to ride it out. There's ups and downs through every season. Would you rather have like a bit of a slump at the beginning than right at the end and miss out on a playoff spot? I'm okay with that,
Yeah.
Shit the bed at the beginning. It happens. You find your stride and you build from there. Shit in the bed in October is a lot better than doing it in March, April.
Yes. And I just saw James's comment pop up here. I'll pull it up. This Adam Fox kid, he looks good again this year. Great skating defenseman. That's what I'm talking about. I know you can't just go out there and just get a Vezina caliber guy whenever you want, but it's like, this is the kind of player the Montreal Canadiens need on their back end. And I think that's what some are hoping for in Olander. Like, I know a lot of fans love him as a prospect. That's another thing too. Don't get on these guys too early. The guy is still young. He might be going back to Sweden this year.
Thank you.
Yeah, let him develop. But this is the kind of player that they need.
I need a Frolunda jersey, by the way. So yeah, he kind of works both ways, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. Being in the Montreal market, the Big Fish Bowl, there's been comments about Caulfield already. Well, what do you guys expect? Like, you know what I mean? There's people, like Trevor Zegras, who can go out in Anaheim. If he's a -4, -5 in a game, you know what? The guy can go out the next day and go be himself. Caulfield's going to hear about this all day, every day, media everywhere. He can't even leave his own apartment or whatever. That plays a lot on a player. So I mean, you know what I mean? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say my main thing with Caulfield, don't get me wrong, I'm on the hype train, still am. I think he's a fantastic player. He's going to be a great player for years to come.
I'll give him
my one question going into the season was Caulfield coming from college. I know he played great last year in the playoffs, don't get me wrong, but it's college. He practiced all week and then played 2 games on the weekend. You're on the NHL schedule now, playing every 2 or 3 nights against the best players because he's on the first line. He's going to be playing the top 4D. And the schedule grind. So that's my one hesitancy with Cole, is adapting to the full-time NHL job.
And I mean, no, everyone's probably going to say I'm ridiculous for this, but maybe sit him a few games here and there. Keep him on the main roster, like Martin just asked here. You don't want to send him down, because he's already here. He's established. He did his thing in his playoff. If he needs to maybe be, a healthy here and there, just because it's just getting used to the grind, then so be it. If that's what it takes for him to get the most out of his game, then so be it. You have all those guys on the roster, and you look at all the contracts when the team was named or whatever. Paling, obviously, he was the odd man out because he's the young guy, didn't have to clear waivers. He can go down. That's why he went down. So, but I mean, with Caulfield, do you really want to send him down? I don't think so. I don't think that'll do anything for him. He's NHL ready. It's just finding his way through.
Yeah, and like we said, it's still very early. I think the lines will keep juggling until they see some kind of chemistry throughout. Because Dom Ducharme likes to roll the 4. a lot of teams do, especially in a long season. You got to be able to roll the line. So I think there's still time to figure out what lines are going to work here, what lines aren't. I just wish there was a better start to the season for the fans. I know because everybody's just so excited to get back to the Bell Center, and Montreal fans are excited for the season because of the great run. I just wish the season could have started off on a better foot. But I mean, like we've said this whole show, still tons of hockey left.
The Sharks are coming to town. Don't worry.
The San Jose Sharks are in town. Was that Tuesday?
Tuesday. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Hey, that could be the start of the uptick here when they face off Tuesday.
Right? Yeah. That's the next game?
Yeah, Tuesday night at the Bell Center. And that's when Hoffman's back Tuesday or Thursday.
There you go.
So there is going to be a bright light here soon. And once they right that ship, it's going to be fun cheering for them again. I know it sucks as fans to spend all this time watching and cheering and them just not off to a great start. And it's not easy for us either coming on to the game or after the game, and talking about it when they lose. But hey, it's a long season. It's going to be fun. Got a big game Tuesday.
Dark Knighter, I'm writing them off. Trust me, I'm writing them off.
Buffalo. Yeah, we did write Buffalo off. So that's one thing. And that's another point too is, yes, these teams, some of them may end up being lottery teams, but they're still NHL caliber players.
The Cup preview was on at noon. Buffalo Phoenix.
But I think that's all I got on tonight's game. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So I know we're gonna have some more content coming out this week. This is kind of like a weird kind of post-game show because we had the crew at the Bell Center and then Deeksy got them kicked out for having fun. So, and we got more news coming too. I forgot about that.
We can't say that yet.
We can't say it yet, but we had a meeting today again.
Should be within the next week or so. Yeah.
Yeah. Big news for Habs tonight.
And then
and Montreal Canadiens fans.
The Tour de League on Monday, I believe.
I believe so, yeah. And then Crushing Cans, we have AJ Galante coming on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's going to be big. The GM and president of the Danbury Trashers. So that'll be fun. I'm excited for that one.
I am too. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you everybody for tuning in with us tonight. Sorry the crew at the Bell Center got kicked out, but Deeksy was having fun and yelling. And they might have had a few wobbly pops. Who can blame them? Saturday night at the Bell Center.
Who doesn't have wobbly pops?
Yeah. So anybody that's in Montreal right now, I think they might be heading back down to McLean's Pub. So if you're in Montreal, go to McLean's Pub. Thank you for the hospitality for the team earlier on today. And I can't wait to share with you guys the news that we have in the works right now.
Huge.
As soon as we get the green light, it's coming. Like we'll announce
it'll be all over socials. I think I'm pretty sure we'll probably jump on and do a clip about it and whatnot. So
yeah, bigger than any interview we've done.
Huge.
Yeah. So anybody, have a great rest of your weekend. It's Saturday night. Don't get too down on this. It's 3 games out of 82. Enjoy the time with your family or whatever you're doing this weekend. Have a great Sunday. We'll see you guys for the next game. Have a good one.
Cheers, everybody.